Yo, crypto nation and mining family, what is going on? What up, what up, what up? All you happy hashers out there. We got a special guest with us today. We got Jing from Osprey. How's it going, my man?
Very good. How are you?
Oh, pretty good, pretty good. Um, just so that my audience knows, kind of give like a little background of you and of course what your role is with Offspray and what drives you in the company.
Hi, my name is Jin Zhen. I'm the CEO of Osprey Electronics, and we are in the crypto mining business since 2018. So, especially in the FPGA crypto mining, this small niche market, I think probably we are the only company survived for the downturns and still alive at this point. Like we had a bunch of early competitors, but so far I think we are still alive and we are also continue growing our business so far.
What kind what kind of background do you come from? Are you coming from like an engineering background? Do you do like electronic repair side of things? What's your like kind of like background before getting involved with Offspray?
Okay, so I was a electric, my major is electronics engineering, and then I was a top-notch network engineer. So I have multiple Cisco network certifications, like a CCIE. I don't know if any of you heard about those certifications, but I designed the backbones for Quest, for ICG communication, for AT&T in the early 2000s.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, so then I moved to financial world. I joined the Moody's and I got my MBA from UCLA Anderson. And so I was managing developing financial risk analysis software in from like 2002 to 2012. Okay, so then I started my hedge fund in Shanghai. So in 2013, I have a hedge fund started in Shanghai. Then I also have a real estate venture in California. So we buy and sell foreclosure business, the houses, the financial crisis. So I set up a kind of like a small fund, kind of buy those foreclosure properties in the early 2010 and to 2013. So then so I was a VP for Moody's. Then I worked for the biggest gaming company in the world called Merchant Zone. At that time, I was a VP of operation. Then I moved into, I started my uh, business with crypto around 2018. So I was trying to build ASIC chips for Bitcoin, okay, but quickly I feel like that space is too much competition, too crowded. So I changed the direction to FPGA mining. We built up the ECU 200. That's our first product, which is the same as BCU or the Xilinx card. Then we had the second card. I work with Xilinx and help them design and manufacture the ECU 50 card, which is a U50C card. That's the official name from Xilinx. And then we have the new generation of the products, E300. The E300 is a product we learned all those mining experience from the past. We have like this is the third generation of the crypto mining hardware. And it has a kind of a revolutionary change compared to the early products in terms of the first one is power delivery. So we overbuilt the card because we learned the experience from the early version, the failure mostly coming from those power chips. So we overbuild it. Okay, so this card it can handle more than 400 amps of current, and it's kind of like can take a lot of power, but we are normally only use about 100 watts or maximum 200 watts normally in our like like common kind of setup. Okay, so those like power chips are not push them to the limit. So we want to really try to maximize the value of the FPGA. We don't want to kind of have a failed card because of a low value component. Okay,
Yeah,
so
just like how like the BCU 1525s where
exactly.
they like something with their the ground somewhere in their boards would separate
Yes,
in the layers, and it was almost a guarantee you're shorting it right to the VGA, right to the core of itself, and you're gonna crack the die. I had
yes,
two of them die almost in the same spot where the lower left hand region of the chip cracked.
yes. Exactly. And also a lot of most common failure is the power regulator. Okay, that one LTC chip. So that one is also a very common failure. So that's the first hardware improvement. The second one is we have a control board, the zinc board on the top. So essentially we change the box from a kind of a customized mining rig to a turnkey solution. So in the past, when people want to mine FPGA, they have to learn Xilinx Vivado, they have to learn how to load the bit streams, they have to learn how to run miners, and they also need to learn how to run them in parallel. Our box, it has a control board on the top, and each control board collects to three hash board. So it's like exactly like a Bitmain mining machine. So you power it up, you have the web GUI, and you go there and kind of make a few kind of like configurations, then it's ready to go. So it's a turnkey solution. We're really trying to kind of downplay the technology portion of the FPGA mining and let our end user really focusing on choosing the right coins and to get the return back.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's like and one of the cool things that I love about your guys' company is the that your guys are repurposing all this older hardware because I haven't seen any or heard of any like new FPGA chips that are really coming out, you know, in the mining space. So I mean, seeing that you guys are repurposing the Forest Kittens, the VU9Ps, the you know the VU35Ps, and knowing that each year that it goes on, these chipsets are getting harder and harder to find too.
Yes. Yeah. So that's like a business. We're not making too much money. Okay. So we're really trying to help the community to renew all the dying cards. Okay. So that's a business like because because we will bear the burden of like a low yield rate sometimes because the FPGA itself has issues or the process is complicated. So sometimes we have to absorb the cost because of the failure of the like reborn. Okay, so but overall, we're trying to really kind of like help our customers to kind of fixing all those like issues of those failed boards. There are like a very high percentage of those BCU boards already failed. Okay, and also a very high percentage of the uh, FK card, like the VU33P card, also very high like the failure rates. So we are helping them to put them back in mining. But a good news is we are rolling out a new chip. Okay, the Xilinx Verso chips. Okay, that's a news for everybody. So I don't
Ooh.
think we release something this anywhere else yet, but we are working on the new hardware release. But it will take us some time to like this is a new, totally new board. Will take some time to like design and manufacture trial and fixing the bugs. So we will looking at early next year.
Oh my gosh, that is amazing.
That
That
is yeah, that is the next generation FPGA from Xilinx virtual chips.
and so I mean so now we're gonna be talking about having some decent power usage with a chip that can actually deliver on performance too. Then
Yes,
that's
yes,
gonna
it
be
has.
awesome.
It will have much better power efficiency.
And it's like and seeing that like with all this power, it's with all these improvements and everything, and seeing that you guys have just put all this work into to getting the Pyron bitstream out there, and then to see all this is going on with Pyron right after all of this gets released, and it's like I don't know about like a lot of other people, but it's like I only had a few days to play with it, and then it was just like the developers from Pyron. It's like, oh yeah, by the way, we're shutting everything down. Sorry.
Well, it's the crypto world, and anything could happen.
Oh yeah.
And we're not sad. Okay, so this is normal in crypto world. So we are prepared for those like those kind of surprises. And what we are going to do is we're going to have a long list, and we're going to tackle those algorithms one by one. Okay, so we will have a new algorithm fish hash roll out this week, and we probably will have another one roll out later this month for a computational coin. So normally all the algorithms, there are two types. One is really about computation. The second type is a memory bound coins. So for example, Ethereum and couple and fish hash, those are memory kind of bounded coins, and they use very small portion of the lookup table or the logic portion of the FPGA. Then we have like Cassper, Alephium, Parent. Those type of coins, they mostly use the logic portion of the FPGA, and they will not need to use the HBM, the high bandwidth memory. So for the E300 VU33, 35P and 33P, those type of products, we will try to do dual mining. So we combine the memory coins with the computational coin. That means we will fully utilize the HBM, but because the memory coins only use small portion of the logic, so we will have a lot of space free to use for a computational coin. So we combine two coins together to get the best like a return.
Oh, so you're going to be opening it up for actually dual mining off of each chipset then too?
Yes.
Oh, that is a
So
game changer.
yeah, so this will probably happen later this month to beginning of next month. I so here is a strategy change in Osprey. Okay, so we used to actually spend a couple years working on Ethereum. So we are the first company rolled out the industrial Ethereum bitstream. So in year 2010, we are the first company release that one, and in 2021, and we actually were very popular with that. So essentially, we our speed beat up, Squirrel. If you're in this industry, our version was faster than Squirrel, but because then TRM, that's a great developer. They come up a faster version. They can run up like a 10 mega faster than our version, which we actually partner with them, and they support our hardware. So essentially, we are kind of like feel like we have the best developers in the industry supporting us. We get TRM, we get Wi-Fi, we get K1. So our focus shifted to build a better hardware and build the control, the web GUI to make it convenient to use. But starting this year, things get changed. So like TRM decided because of the return on FPGA development is so low, they stopped supporting the FPGA. And then Wi-Fi is also have other like tasks outside of crypto mining. Then K1 is also focusing on something else. So we have a small gap of time. We don't have much to mine. So, but because of this situation, so I changed the company strategy. I told everybody, hey, we need to have an in-house bitstream development team. Okay, so I'm willing to invest in this direction in several ways. One is we're gonna hire more employees. We have 5 members on the bitstream development. So we get like three and the FPGA guy, and we get like a one like guy focusing on the miner side, and the one guy focusing on the web GUI, the platform E300 side. So we have a 5 people team, but they can change jobs, they can work together. So we are kind of have a long list of potential coins to develop. So probably you will see a lot of release from us in the half a year or 1 year. We will keep releasing new coins. In the other hand, we also need to improve our skills. I know that we have TRM and Wi-Fi. They are excellent developers, and we will learn from them. They are our like they're in the community. We talk to each other very often. So I recognize we are still not as good as them, but we will give us time. We will improve to the level, I think, at least close to them.
Yeah, I
And
love dealing
more
with Whitefire. He's good people.
exactly, yeah. So very important is we will kind of like our focus is not only on making the fastest like bitstream and make the fast, but we will make sure we will be able to cover most of the available coins, most of the available algorithms to try to avoid the same kind of situation we're facing now. There's no coin to mine for our FPGA, which is kind of embarrassing for us. So we're really trying to make sure this will never happen again.
Right, right, 100%. And from a business standpoint, that's just kind of helping to just to kind of promote the equipment that even within the community itself. This way, the community stays excited about the equipment that they've got their hands on, especially when you're coming out with a new chipset. That is really cool too. Bmore has actually got a good question too. He's wondering which memory type is the new chipset going to be coming out with. Do you know?
And we have two types, but for the Versa, but it's all on the small size one because the bigger one is too expensive for us to put it on FPGA mine. But I don't specifically remember the model number, but it's kind of
Is
not
it going to
the
be
top
the
end.
HBM2 or the
No,
HBM2E memory?
no, we choose the one no HBM.
Just HBM. Okay, cool, cool, cool.
It's
Good
a
question,
the
Be more. um, but yeah, I mean, it's really cool that you're in Whitefire is still kind of working with you guys currently still now.
yes.
Oh, that is awesome. That is awesome. Cause like, it's
He's
like
a great developer and he's really helpful in terms of coaching us to really how to speed up the timing, the frequency, and how to put more like calls into the FPGA. So he's really kind of like a very good resource for us.
and Be more also had one question too, and I've actually wondered this one myself, just because of utilizing the FPGAs in the past, and having like USB connectivity to each one of the FPGAs. And I know that's like you're now starting to get into where it's not for your common person that would be like just running a plug and play unit. and it would be a lot more individual programming in there. But to have like support for that for some of the individual people that are out there that do play in that do enjoy individually programming these. Is there anything in there for people like B-more that would like to see some of the USB connectivities back into the boards?
And well, so we actually built a small device to convert the 20 pin to USB. So, but we did not do the mass production on that one. So essentially, there is a small device. You can plug it onto the data port, and it will convert that data port into USB. But we did not do the mass production on those devices. The reason is we really want people to use our control board, use our zinc board to kind of, it not only have the mining capability, but also it will be able to control the temperature of the FPGA and managing the board itself. And also one more step further, we are releasing a central management system. This system will be able, if you enable that feature, so you will be able to monitor your FPGA whenever you go through a browser. So you enable that feature for the central management. It will send all those mining information, temperature of FPGA, and all the kind of the board temperature, all kind of related information to the central management system. So you can just open your browser, log into our central management GUI, you will get the status of your mining.
Oh, that's really cool. Would that also be something that would be like integrated in? Because like I'm familiar with using Foreman.
Okay.
Is it going to have this like the same kind of integration where I'll be able to? Because like I remember when me and Mikkel, Crypto Mikkel, were working together and we had our facility going. We were using Foreman for our facility, and we were able to see the FPGA, but that was about as far as Foreman went with it. We were able to kind of see it on the network, and we were able to tell if it was on or off.
Yes. So, well, and our position is we will be their competitor. So essentially, we will be able to, because we are the manufacturer of the box itself. So we essentially can put all the information, inside information to the portal. And it's a native application for us. And also our plan is not only support FPGA, we will extend this to GPU and to other type of boxes. So that's going to be
Oh,
our
now you're talking my language. Now got the it's all-in-one solutions. That's what I like.
yes, yeah. So exactly. So that's a area we want to expand our business into. That's the reason we start with FPGA, which we are good at. Then we want to expand into the FPGA, the GPU, or even ASIC mining world
That
for
is
the central management tool.
that is really cool. And I'd be blown away if I'd be able to like help. If you need any help on testing any of that stuff, hit me up. I would love to help field test some of this stuff because I've got a bunch of GPUs, ASICs. I've got a little of everything here at the house.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah. So that is something we are working on.
So like Crypto Mikkel's like Foreman has all the tools to make it possible, but didn't. Their loss. Like I said, me and him were like trying to work, trying to get everything to work with an all-in-one solution because we wanted to be able to just like log in and look at, oh look, this we've got, you know, once you're over like what 30-40 rigs, you know, it's like it's easier to sit there and just log into one spot and be like, up rig 1 is down, rig 12's down, you know, and just go right to that one rig and address that one problem instead of going, you know, a couple of days and nothing's alerting you.
Yeah. Like one of our customer has like 4 to 500 boxes, and I because of the issues, I have to drive like 12 hours to their facility, and the biggest challenge like is try to find the box itself. That's so if you can imagine how difficult you're going to manage a 400 box. It's not even easy to just find the box itself, not mention to like find the like troubleshooting the problem, fix the issue. So we really need a central management tool to help us to managing those stuff.
Right, right. And then it also helps whenever they number the each one of the boxes and they put it in the right order, like having it all categorically slotted versus this one got cleaned and their technician put it in over in another spot, and now you're like, oh no, that one rig's off and I don't know where it's at.
Yep, exactly.
It's like it.
Especially that client use DHCP, so the IP are not fixed in the location. It's a nightmare. But anyway, when I told them you have to use fixed IP.
It's like one of the things that I've liked over the years, and I don't know, I don't remember seeing it in your guys' software, but like some of the like the octominers, I can sit there and hit a button on my dashboard for like in Hive OS, and it'll start flashing, and
Yes.
it'll tell me where it's at as long as the miner is not hung up.
Okay.
I can sit there and send out a signal and be like, oh, I didn't put it in the right spot, it's blinking, it's over there, I need to correct that categorically. um,
That's a very good point. We should add this into our feature. We will do.
I mean, as long as the miner's not hung up, because once it's hung up, that you're on your own because there's no more communication.
Yes. Perfect idea. Good idea.
So
So
um,
yeah, give you a little bit beyond the scope. Okay, Osprey doesn't own. We not only have the crypto business, we also have two more line of business. One is water cooling products. We have a website selling those products. We're in this business for many years. It's called Dracena.io, Dracena.io. So if you go there, you can find like for those water cooling kind of fittings, pump, and the reservoir, and the AIO, and the fans. You can find all kinds of computer cooling products over there.
oh, no
Okay, that's
kidding.
yes, and
So like
that's only
all like a custom PC, like a competitor to EK.
yes, exactly,
Holy
exactly.
cow. That is
You
cool.
don't know that?
No,
You
I
don't know
did
that?
not know that.
Okay.
Oh my god.
And also we have another smart home products. This is called Osprey.life. And we have the smart curtain, motor smart curtain track, the fingerboard, and the smart switch, smart light bulb, and the jump rope, weight scale. So it's all smart devices for you for the whole house. So that's another like line of business we are running. So for sure, we will stay here for a while. Don't worry, we will be okay because we are diversified, and even we are facing crypto winter, we still be okay. So
Oh, Mikkel's sitting there. I remember that he'd gotten a water block for his BCU.
yes,
Oh, that's right. It was from you guys.
yes, we
I didn't
started it
even
from that time.
realize that. Oh my god, I didn't even put two and two together on that.
Yes. So we actually our company has more than 20 employees, and we're not only do the crypto mining, but we have other business working on.
That is really cool. A nice diversified company. This way, it's like not all of your attention in one spot. This way, there's no single point of failure on a company.
Well,
It,
especially for crypto mining, crypto mining, it get up and downs. It get
Yeah.
winter and sometimes go crazy, which is great, but sometimes it will have long time winter, right? It's going to be like no income for a while.
Nice. Yeah, it's like because like my background comes in through like automotive. So like I do a lot of automotive racing. And then whenever I was younger, growing up, my parents had an electronic repair shop. So that's where I understand a lot of my small pinpoint electronics. I've done a lot of, I've taken a few ASIC classes. I've done TV, VCR repairs over the years. And it's like even to this day, I still, it's like I'm a mechanic and I, diagnose all the electrical stuff right up out of my house. And it's like my little automotive background has given me a lot of insight of understanding a lot of the failures between a lot of the equipment that I've had over the years, whether it had been an ASIC failures, and it's kind of funny and how often that electronics kind of all fail the same way with their under engineered power delivery systems.
Yes, yes. Those are the one of the major failure points.
Yeah, and it doesn't even matter if it was like Bitmain stuff or not. It's like they all kind of failed in similar ways. It was like the moment that they cut a corner, that was their failure point.
Yep.
Bitmain's found that one out several times. That's why there's like 20 different variations of the S9.
Yeah, so our form factor are very almost same as S9, right? So the reason we choose that, we know those are the very popular ones, very easy to find those components.
Yeah. And the first thing I did is because like I still have a bunch of my S9s, and I took your box and I took an S9 box and I slid them together. I'm like, oh my god, they fit.
They're the same box.
Oh
The
yeah,
same box.
yeah, exactly. So they are the exact same box.
Yeah, they're the
Okay,
same box.
I thought so. Everybody was telling me no, and I'm like I lined them up. I'm like everything looks the same. I'm like it's the perfect thing to just reuse what's there.
Yeah.
And it would make sense of why, like, because like if you were gonna tool your own box, I mean, my thought pattern would be is to make all the coolers on each one of the boards, all the coolers be the same. But looking into yours, it's like the coolers aren't the same because
You
you're
know,
using you're using a already pre-made box, so you got to kind of make it work with inside of that measurement.
yeah, exactly. That's one of the challenge we have, because of the form factor. So we have two of the heat sinks, which is kind of wider, and the last one on the right side is kind of thinner. So, but we did calculation for VU9P, for VU35P. That's no issue. The major issue coming from the VU13P. So, but and the problem with Windows 13P is even the thick one is not enough. So the best solution is actually for Windows 13P is immersion cooling. That's what we're working on. Okay, that's another product maybe roll out later this year. We're trying to design a immersion cooling box for your bedroom. So essentially, it will be a heater
You're
and
gonna sit
with
there and
low.
try to go compete against fog hashing.
Well, they are making a industrial level, right? We're trying to make a very small box
Yeah.
be a heater for your bedroom, and then you turn it up mining, and then you can heat up the room, and then the noise level will be so low you don't even notice. You can sleep on that.
Oh, that is awesome. Because like I've actually have fog hashing's very first prototype.
Really,
Yes,
that's
it's a
yeah,
single it's a single miner. You can only put like
three cups.
one S19 in there.
Yes,
So
yeah,
you'd be able to put two of your guys' boxes in there.
yes. So we are kind of excellent, but we are making different designs. So we're trying to really make it like a fancy gear for you to put in the bedroom.
Oh,
Like
that is cool.
it will have it will have a LED showing different color, and it will have a front panel display, a small LED display showing all those statistics like the temperature of the immersion cooling, all those status of the PGA. It is showing on the front panel.
Oh, that is really cool. Oh my God, I'd love to play with one of those.
Yeah, so
That would be
that's
super
what we are
exciting.
working on.
Because like I've over the years, it's like I've known that playing around with the whole immersion side of things, it mitigates the whole how many BTUs you're using per watt that you know per watt generated.
Yeah,
And it's like people don't realize that it's like you can easily boil a pot of water with enough gear.
exactly. So we noticed like we have many like hobby miners. They do FPGA as a hobby instead of a professional like a big scale. So they normally put our boxes in their garage because if they put it in the house, their wife will kick them out,
Oh my
right?
God, especially the early like BCUs. Mikkel, we used to call it was a little Sanyo blower fan, so
Oh
we
yeah,
called it the Sanyo Screamer because you could put that fan on low and you would still hear it clear across the house.
yes, yes.
that
So
that was
well,
so bad. It was like the white noise you never wanted to hear.
exactly. It's like you are living in the airport.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, yeah. It, and it's like, and that's where he was so thankful to grab the water cooling solutions from you guys. And it was like a night and day difference because like he was for the first time able to have it in the house and it you know and have a conversation still.
Yep,
Miguel's like
yep.
they were so loud.
So yeah, that's something we are working on for now.
Oh yeah, I'm excited to see a solution like that. Because like there's just not enough like good home solutions for dealing with like you know FPGAs, ASICs, or you know it's like for some of the people that would like to dabble with it with the GPUs.
Yep.
And then I guess a lot of people's like biggest hesitations, and I've talked to whenever I was at Mining Disrupt, talking with some of the immersion people over there. My big thing was it's like okay, you guys are utilizing you know a specific fluid. What about when they're done using the equipment? Can that stuff be cleaned off? Some solutions like the synthetic some of the synthetic fluids out there they it's still kind of a synthetic oil base, so it like leaves a residue and you have to take a special cleaner to get everything off and there's no way to get it all off of there. And then there's other solutions where they're using it's almost like an alcohol base where it evaporates off and you almost don't even need to use a cleaner, you just let it set out and it'll dry out.
Okay.
So I mean, like, are you going to be doing like a synthetic like mineral oil style dip for your boxes to for the heat mitigation on that?
And well, we haven't decided. We're still testing which solution is the best. And but we also need to consider the cost. Okay,
Yeah.
so, some of the liquid are very expensive.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so we have to consider, but this is like a mining solution, and the hardware is not the most expensive one you can get. So sometimes we have to consider the economics.
Yeah, because like for the C1 that I have, to get the fluid in there, it was like for The fluid that they recommend, it's like $400 just in the fluid.
And so we're also working with Fog Hash. We are designing a small plastic frame to put it inside the tank. So we can put about 18 cards in the tank. Now people like you don't have the frame, right? So it's very difficult for you to put a lot of cards because if you put the whole frame inside, it's taking so much space. So maybe you only be able
Oh
to
my
put through.
gosh.
Yeah, so
And then
we're able
then you
to.
have less need of everything being in the fluid and everything too. Oh my god. So your controllers are sitting out of there. You don't have to worry about the fluid degrading the controllers. You have
Yes.
less wires that are being touching the fluid. And then are you going to be like redesigning some of those data cables so that they don't get
Yes.
hard and brittle in the fluid?
So the new data cable, we're making spatial cable like 1 meter longer. So you'll be able to run the cable inside the tank. So we're still like testing the solution and we may partner with Fog Hash for a joint kind of promotion for this.
Oh my god, that is so cool! I'm like
Yeah,
excited to see this in person.
but one of the issue I think Michael got is because the thermal paste will dissolve into the oil. So after running for half a year, it's getting too hot. So we solve the issue by using thermal pad instead of thermal paste. So we are putting the very very thin thermal pad inside between the heatsink and the FPGA. That solved the issue.
Have you guys ever played with what is it? They've got that carbon sheets.
Yes,
That's what you
yes.
guys are using.
No, this is a carbon sheet we got here. We're testing this. Just you're talking about we're testing different solutions. So so this is the one we're still testing, but it doesn't seem too good. So we still go back to the thermal pad, but we're still trying some more solutions for those carbon fiber. So let's see how that goes. We don't have a success yet. Okay, so but
Yeah,
we
because
will try
like
to figure out.
what I noticed where I was playing with some of those carbon pads that they had, yeah, like what you got in your hand. I
Yeah,
was
that's the
pl-
one.
I was
That's the
playing with
one we make.
those with
Yeah.
the AMD Radeon 7 cards, the
Yes.
Lisa Su editions. And what I was noticing on those cards specifically, because of the way that the framing attached onto the PCB, the framing had to be machined perfectly so that the cooling plate would sit perfectly flat. You were able to take apart the cooler off of there, and it would make it like you could see how it kind of ripped the pad because of the unequal pressure being put across the chipset, and that was what was causing their hot spots.
Ah, okay. Okay.
So it was like it was a tolerance issue on their machining process for their coolers. It was
Got it.
actually kind of
Got it.
wild. And Gamers Nexus from on YouTube, he's got a pressure plate that he talks about with understanding of if you're dealing with a convex or a concave issue on the die set itself versus where the cooler wants to be and seeing and mapping out how it wants to actually lay flat. And it's like
Okay.
you're trying to like map out the flatness of your cooler so that you've got an even distrib. You're not going to have a perfect distribution, but you want to have it as even as possible across that face, because
Yeah.
any deviation, it almost if you have any deviation and you're immersing it, you have to use the paste on there, and the paste isn't going to last a full year.
Okay. Got it. Got it. Okay. Thanks
So
for sharing this.
yeah, it's just like making sure that you actually like, and there's way like Gamers Nexus has a device that he's able to bolt the coolers down to, and it will simulate how the cooler is making contact with the die set.
Okay.
And it tells him, it helps him map it all out, because if you can sit there and get it as square as possible to the die set, and if there's any kind of concave or convex in the chipset, and to be able to match it as good as possible, because like I know that like some of the older chipsets for CPUs, like they would have a little concave in the chipset, and some of the water coolers, the AIO systems, would have it built into the ISH cold plate that would make contact with the die, so that it would have proper contact all the way through, even though the machine, the process on the chipset itself was not ideal. But they made it
Got it.
work because they were like, well, we'll just machine that in there.
Okay. Okay.
So that'd be interesting to see, like with some of the pad solutions you guys are using, to see
Okay.
if how the flatness of your coolers
Yeah.
are compared to how much of a gap you need with the pads themselves.
Yep. Yeah. And let's see. We're still doing the testing, so we
Yeah,
still
yeah,
like
yeah. Oh yeah,
we should have
people
some
don't
we should
realize it
have
takes
some
a hot minute to
yeah.
do all the testing that's required to get it right.
Yes, we should have some results soon. We finally got all the parts ready.
Nice, nice, nice. Kitty, no. I have a cat that wants my attention. uh, but it's like B Moore's was like saying that the Radeon Instinct cards have those pads. Yeah, they didn't at first. They did later on because they knew that that was a better solution for them. Um, it's like, what does it take to get an E300 besides money? Well, you can sit there and use crypto. I'm sure. I'm sure this. I'm sure Osprey would gladly take some Bitcoin. And I've got some links on down below to get some discount coupons for you guys. So if you guys are looking to get any of these E300s, check out the links in the description down below, and use the coupons down there. It helps you guys out. You know, I'm all about trying to make sure everybody gets some good discounts on this stuff. And as he's saying over here, you know, there it's right now Pyron might be done, but they're planning on you know the end of this week, going into next week. I always give developers an extra week. They tell you the end of the week. I'm like, yeah, we'll give you one extra week just in case you know there's some hiccups.
Yep.
It's like I like a code developer tells you 3 months, you just tack on another 2 months. But no, I mean it was actually kind of cool to see that you guys were pretty much like right on the ball with getting the Pyron stuff out. It was just on an unfortunate circumstances right afterwards, and it's something that I'm you know it's like I'm glad to have been able to mine a little bit on there and check it all out. But I've always had like people need to realize that a lot of these altcoins. It's like I'm a bit of a Bitcoin maximalist, and it's like I like a lot of these altcoins. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of cool tech behind it, a lot of cool stuff, but it's just like there's just a lot of it just seems more like money grabs.
Yep.
And people need to realize that you know every time you're getting into an altcoin, that tomorrow they might be done. I mean, like me and you've gotten into it. It sounds like right around the same time. I got into it right at the end of 2017, going into 2018. Um,
Well, actually, I started my crypto around 2013.
oh,
So I bought the very early they make the first ASIC chips for Bitcoin. There's a company in China, and I bought the chips and made the box ourselves, made the PCB during 2013. And then we did it. Yeah, that's the butterfly, right?
Yeah, the grid seed.
Uh-huh. But that's not the one I got. I got the one. There's a company in Hangzhou from China. I was like, I bought chips over there.
Oh,
So
nice.
they make the ASIC chip. So and also I'm the victim of the Japanese exchange, the MT Gox. So I had a lot of bitcoins over there. So I lost
Oh
them.
no. Yeah, I mean it's like I've been in the fringe on it. I mean like for officially like being in it full time like end of 2017, 2018. I want to say I heard about it in 2010. It was just like internet funny money. No, thank you. And it's like probably like 2016 ish. I probably like started like kind of looking into it here and there. I mean, it's like you could see with an old school grid seed miner. um, and it was like it was kind of cool to sit there and what's his name, the Coin Daddy with the Bitcoin mining museum.
Yep.
Oh my God. And to see him actually get his hands on the Bitcoin FPGA, that was huge. I'm still trying to
Yep.
get that man to come on to the show for an interview for those FPGAs. Because that's like that's history.
Yes. Yes.
And it's talking about like because like I understand that pretty much everything in the world is basically created on an FPGA. And everything we play with, is a form of an ASIC. Whether it's the chips in your phones, the chips in your PC, your laptops, those are like rudimentary, like an ASIC chip because they're locked down. You can't just reprogram them
Yeah.
and do other things with it.
Yeah.
And knowing that it's like everything kind of comes from the ace the FPGAs, and knowing that the bit streams are some of what the ASIC manufacturers need to in order to make the architecture of their chipsets. Do
Exactly.
you work with any of the FPG the like the do you know of anybody that's in the FPGA world that's actually helping the ASIC manufacturers design the chips?
Oh yeah, yes.
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
many friends in the ASIC industry. The FPGA before crypto mining, like a very common usage of FPGA is for the verification of ASIC design. So before they make the ASIC, they put those design inside FPGA, check whether the function correctly or not. So I have many I'm so I used to live in Bay Area, Silicon Valley. I have many people in the semiconductor industry. So that's but I moved to Texas. So to get like a better electricity bill, the power cost is so much lower than California.
Oh my
That's the
God,
reason.
yes.
Yeah, that's why I moved to Texas. But I used to live in the Silicon Valley, and I have many friends, and that's the reason I'm able to get their support. Like initially in 2018 when I started the company, so they helped me to understand what is FPGA, why we want to use FPGA to mine, so, and also helped me to develop some of the algorithms at that time.
Yeah, and people don't realize where that they've been using FPGAs their whole lives. Anytime that
Yeah,
they're making a phone call, all communications are done through FPGAs. If you've used a vending machine of any sort, that's an FPGA. If you're old enough to have a CD player or a Walkman, or it'd be mostly the CD players, would be those were FPGAs. Anytime that you got a button that you can press, you're programming an FPGA. So
yeah.
it's like the
It's
world
like
operates on it.
not only that, like rockets and those missiles, like those defense industry
Right.
use FPGA intensively, all like robots. Those are very good for parallel computing. if you need to control multiple things at the same time, an airplane, like those kind of things, the FPGA is heavily used in those areas.
Oh yeah, it's like even with all the drones, like you
Yeah.
see the people doing the drone art, and those are all being controlled by FPGAs
Mhm.
because there's like no way that that a human being or the common laptop can do all of that harmoniously.
Yes. So that's e extremely good for parallel computing. That's how the FPGA used for.
Nice, nice, nice. And and we are coming up on to that 1 hour marker. And it's like, and I do thank you so much for you know, taking the time out of your day, and having this awesome conversation, letting the audience here know, you know, it's like you're going to be coming out with a new chipset. There are new bit streams that are going to be coming out. So there was a lot of good information here for all of you guys. If you guys, you know, have any questions, certainly ask them now, or if it's after the video, certainly put them in the comments down below. I do, you know, it's like I do read all the comments and everything, and if there's any kind of good questions, I'll sit there and get in contact with him or his team, and you know, it's like definitely get you the answers that you're looking for, because you know these guys are all about being part of the community, being very open, and making sure that it's, you know, very easy for each and every one of you guys to be able to access one of their machines, and the ease of use on the machines. Oh my God, I would say it's just as easy as using, you know, a Bitmain or a What's Mine or ASIC. And it's like, and that's where I start. You know, it's like I started doing GPUs and Bitmain ASICs on Ethereum. So it's like, you know, it's like my first ASIC was an E3 Antminer, from the for the Ethereum side of it. And I believe that was like the fourth ASIC iteration for Ethereum or something like that. So,
Excellent. Okay. Thank you for your time,
oh
and
yeah,
also thank
and
you for your
it's like,
attention.
is there anything that you would like the audience to know, before we head out, like where they can get a hold of you at, and you know, if you're on the social media stuff, I don't know if you want people to follow you or not.
Uh, well, we have our own Discord channel, like the Osprey channel, and I'm always be there. Like if you guys have any question, you can just ask inside our like Discord channels. And my name is called Osprey Dragon.
I love the name. I absolutely love it. And
Yeah.
then you
So
guys,
the fly, yeah. Go
and
ahead.
then
Go ahead.
there in the links down below, there is my Discord link, and I do have a spot just for them. So if you sit there and tag any of the Osprey team inside the chat, they'll even sit there and chit chat with you if you got any kind of hardware issues going on. They are more than happy to help you out. They want you up and hashing.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yep, yep. Thank you everybody for being here. Definitely smash that Lizzie like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, share this video out with all of your friends, guys. Especially if you know that they're already been looking at getting FPGAs, and you know, just kind of help them do the research. So this is just another bit of information that can help in somebody down the road doing the research on, hey, is FPGAs the right route for me? Well, for my opinion, Osprey would be the easiest route for anybody to get involved with from an FPGA standpoint. It's no different than, it's actually easier to set this FPGA up than a GPU miner. I'm just saying. And with that being said, thank you everybody for being here. Peace out. Stay savage. May your watts be low and your hash be high. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
All right.